outside the front row when the race started. Took the lead immediately from the pole sitter, Russ Gamester. We got a spin right here on the main
He takes out the leader. That was Tony Stewart that ran into him, the lap car coming off of there. And that's Jay Drake in the 17 car that got sideways. Tony Stewart with no place to go nails him. And you talk about luck. This kid has none here tonight.
How about that? Well, the race was his and things were going so well, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, coming off the fourth corner, the race, by the way, has been red flagged because Jay Drake got over on his head. The car is, as you can see, against the inside retaining wall here on the main straightaway, and Jay is climbing out. And also climbing out of his car is a very, very dejected Tony Stewart, and his race is apparently over.
Well, I think he's going back and telling them to get some tire. I think he's got a flat right rear tire on that car. I think he's went back there and told him to go get another tire. They've got...
well, can he assume the lead?
I do not believe he can assume the lead, but he had lapped everybody, if you remember, except about 3 or 4 cars.
Right.
So he should be able to go to the back of the lead lap and only be in about 5th spot.
Dave Despain.
Let's see if we can get a quick word with Jay Drake. They're still kind of checking him over. He appears to be fine, but I'll tell you what, that was an ugly, ugly moment. Last week's interview was a lot more fun. You okay, man? That was a bad-looking ride.
Yeah, I'm okay.
What happened?
I don't know. We just kept getting looser and looser, and I was just trying to keep out of the way. I knew they were coming up on me, and I got up there in the loose stuff, and the car got real sideways and just come around.
Okay, man, I'm glad to see you're okay. Jay has taken a heck of a tumble. We're going to leave him alone for a minute and let him collect his thoughts. But I'll tell you what, let's just run right out here on the racetrack and see if we can find out what's going to happen with Tony Stewart. Guys, update on the booth while we go check on Stewart.
Well, we're watching the replay here, and it was just a simple matter of Drake getting sideways, then getting hit in the side by Stewart, and that momentum lifted the car over into a roll to the inside wall.
Look at Tony Stewart. He's way down the racetrack. He's in the lowest groove that could possibly be in, and Jay Drake just slid right down in front of him. Absolutely nothing he could do. Jay Drake had no control either, once he lost control of the race car. Tough break for Tony Stewart.
We have an onboard camera look at this crash from Donnie Beechler. He comes around the corner, sees the smoke up ahead. Let's see what he does to avoid all the melee that's going on. Well, he obviously did avoid it. There is Tony Stewart, who has gotten out of the car, and Dave is right there with him.
Almost. I don't know if he's going to want to talk or not, but we're going to catch up with him and take a shot at it. I'll tell you what, that's got to be about as frustrating as anything that's happened to you lately. Tell me about it.
Reminds me of an IRL race, I guess. You know, that thing was perfect all night, and lap cars were, they're racing for position, and we had a couple guys, Danny Drynan, tried to run us down to the grass, and we were just trying to dodge all the bullets tonight and be consistent and smooth. And like I say, the car was perfect all night long, and just kind of taking it easy, really. Just kind of biding our time and waiting for the end of the race, and just got snake bit again.
You hopped out of it like you had designs on maybe being able to fix it and get back in. What was the verdict?
No good. I mean, you're trying to make a house out of a bunch of mud. In that case, we just too much stuff's broke right now to fix it.
Tell you what, man, it was a heck of a drive. Nice job.
Thanks.
Tony Stewart, he's frustrated.
Yeah, we couldn't see that side of the car as it was sitting on the racetrack, but obviously there's a lot of damage there in the front end.
Right. He hit on the right side. There's some suspension damage done to it. The Nerf bar's knocked off. You can see the shock hanging down there. So it was a lot worse than we had first thought, and obviously he's not going to be able to get that thing back in the race tonight. Tough break. You got to feel awful sorry for a guy that leads and laps almost everybody in the racetrack with only 22 laps to go.
And that does put Kenny Irwin in the lead. Now let's take a look at this again, real time from the onboard camera carried by Donnie Beechler. Well, it happened well up ahead of him and really wasn't very close. Donnie kept the car up toward the outside of the wall and avoided all the trouble that was to the inside.
Well, it gives you an idea of how quickly those things happen, though. I mean, he was a whole corner away, and by the time they ran into each other and got upside down, he was already on top of them. Had that happened out in the middle of the racetrack, it would have been real exciting for him.
Now Dave standing by with the guy who assumes the lead.
Well, I'll tell you, say, when that crash happened, I was standing next to Johnny Vance's toolbox. Show him Johnny back there, the car owner. I was standing there. He said, man, we need a yellow, and we think we can win this thing. Well, they got their yellow, and it was the leader. And so look here who started 28th and is leading the car race. Nice job, Irwin.
I'm telling you, Johnny Vance gave me a great car tonight. I got a new crew chief, Joe Ruttman. He's,
I thought I recognized him.
I just, I can't believe how good this thing's running. It's just, it's always run good, and it just shows tonight, once you get everything right, we can go to the front.
You had the problem with the fuel line that killed your qualifying effort. That's why you had to run that last chance. But after that, we talked about that. You said, man, this thing isn't handling either. I got a terrible time with this race car. Obviously, something came your way. What was it?
We just got the setup. The track has changed a lot since the stock cars have been testing. It's a lot tighter. We just loosened it up. Bobby's did a good job tonight helping me out.
Well, you still got a few laps to go, but cross your fingers, okay? I think you're going to win this thing.
I don't know about that, but I'm glad what we've done up to now.
I'll tell you, it's amazing. From 28 to the lead. Ruttman, you think this kid will make a race car driver?
I'm keeping my eye on him, and if he does, we'll pick him up.
Joe Ruttman will be out here tomorrow night doing business in the trucks. Kenny Irwin is doing an amazing thing here tonight. Starting 28th, he leads the DuPont 100.
And Joe Ruttman will tell you that you only need to lead one lap, and that is the final one, because that's what he did last weekend at Heartland Park, Topeka, in winning the truck race there.
Yeah, he is a funny guy. He's got a great sense of humor. I've seen him at several press conferences, and he's always the highlight of the day, I'll tell you.
All right, let's show you the top 5 now as we're under red here at IRP after 78 laps. Russ Gamester now second to Kenny Irwin. Pat Abold is third. Mike Bliss fourth. Donnie Beechler is running in 5th position. And the restart of the race can't be too far off here at IRP.